Thank you very much, Yossi. Congratulations, G4G13. You are now entering your teenage years. You are now entitled to be rebellious and contrary. You're about to get weird and hormonal. But try not to overdo it on the body tattoos, okay? But it's an important number. 13 is the, 13 is deeply embedded in everything that we believe in here. The magic of 13. 13 is deeply embedded in everything that we believe in here. Need I say more? And how appropriate that we celebrate this anniversary in the 13th of the 13 colonies to be established. In fact, 13 is the patriotic number. Our country was built on 13. 13 is so fundamental to our country, reflecting our beliefs and values, that the Founding Fathers embedded it many times in the Great Seal of the new nation, in 13 is playing tricks on me now, in the number of olive leaves in the branch that he's holding, and the number of leaves, and the number of arrows, and the number of stripes on the shield. The Founding Fathers, even the number of levels in the pyramid. The Founding Fathers even struggled to create, to devise, to craft a slogan, national slogan with 13 letters in it. We Americans, every time that we travel abroad, 13 accompanies us in our pockets for identification and safety. 13 is crucial in the universe, the structure of the universe. The sun and the planets pass through 13 constellations in their journey along the ecliptic. Do you ever wonder why astrology doesn't work? Why all those astrological predictions are so muddy and don't tell you anything? It's because astrologers, as part of an anti-13 conspiracy, try to pack the constellations into 13 neat packages. That's a lie, of course, but even worse, they neglect the influence of the 13th constellation. If they were to incorporate the influence of Ophiuchus, I'm sure astrology would turn into an exact science. 13 is fundamental to art and beauty. As Susan Goldstein would tell us on Sunday, there are exactly 13 wallpaper designs possible in bead crochet rope. 13 is a woke number. What did the 13th Amendment do? It abolished slavery, finally embarking the U.S. on becoming a legitimate moral country and eradicating racism and discrimination from our shores. Okay, 13 has a little bit more work to do there. 13 is also a glass ceiling breaker. In Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor is the first woman, thereby eradicating chauvinism, patriarchy, and sexism from the entertainment business. 13 is a good number. Quick, how many loaves in a baker's dozen? And why? It's the number of generosity and charity. It's absolutely central to mathematics. It's one of the Fibonacci numbers. It is also the very first emirp. Prime that's also a prime when read backwards. It's central to a monetary system. There are many coins with 13 sides to them. Well, maybe not many, but I found this one. 13 has given us many of our cultural heroes. It is also a central number in history, though historians refuse to admit it. There were 13 tribes of Israel. Just because the Levites didn't inherit land mean they don't count. Now, speaking of people who don't want to admit the power of 13, the greatness of 13, now I have to bring up something uncomfortable. 13 has been slandered and maligned. Bad things are said to happen on the 13th. So, okay, let's talk about it. I'll take up the challenge. Let's drill down, go to the archives, and find out what happened on which date. What bad things happened on what days. When did the Great Wars start? Not on the 13th. What about major assassinations? Nope. Earthquakes, explosions, fires, and sinkings? Nope. Other disasters and birth dates of sketchy people? So where does that leave the 13th? What's the most important thing to happen on that date? The most important thing that to happen is today. It's the fact that we're all here. We're all here celebrating Martin Gardner on this day, the first day of the rest of our lives. But I have to bring up one more uncomfortable subject. There's a vast conspiracy to malign 13 and even eliminate it from the world, and this is very dangerous. Let me ask you a question. How many of you are staying in hotels and rooms on floors 1 through 12? You are honest people. How many of you are staying in rooms on floors 14 and up? You are living a lie. And how many of you free thinkers, you sharps, you brights, you Martin Gardner fans, have lodged formal complaints with the city about this mathematical malpractice, this numerical nonsense, this treason against reason? How many? May reason rest your souls. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous because if you let them come and take away this one number, this first time, they'll soon come away and take more. So in conclusion, the answer to this question is not a world you want that's worth living in. Yes, it is worth fighting for. Now, speaking of being rebellious and contrary, who do I see over there but Dr. Matrix anti-13? But let me give you a piece of advice. When it gets weird and hormonal, just ignore them, because it's only a phase. Thank you.